Well, I think I'm live. I'm not sure. I'm pushing the buttons and it's acting like it wants to do something different. So, looks like we're live. Stay that way. Stay that way. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. It's hump day. And we're here. We're live. Ready to tell y'all about FOMC Day. I probably should have put that in the title of the video, but everybody kind of knows it's FOMC Day. Anybody who's a trader has heard FOMC Day coming up till today. They did not need me to tell them, okay? They did not need me to tell them because I'm sure they already know, because everybody and their best friend who's a trader is talking about FOMC Day because everybody waits. The market has been kind of chilling in a zone, waiting for it to do its good work, right? Waiting for it to do its thing. And now here we are. Here we are. We did have a rate cut. I guess it was last month, the last time they were here, which might have been 2 months. And now we're looking to see what they're going to do next, right? What's going to be next? Let's look at what SPX did yesterday, which this is the daily chart. As far as the day went yesterday, I'm going to show you this little bitty doji. It was just a little doji, and the doji candle is basically where the opening price and the closing price are like in the same place. And that's what yesterday was. You can't even see the open and close. Y'all see that? You can't even see the open and close. Yesterday it was so tonight. See, let me see the open and the close yesterday. It opened at 68.40. It closed at 68.40. It literally closed within 11 cents of each other. I'm not sure if y'all can see up here in the little box here. It opened at 68.40 and 61 cents, and it closed at 68.40 and 50 cents. It opened and closed within 11 cents. 11 cents. Okay, so the wick did show it with the high was 68.64 and the low was 68.37, so about 27 points. It went up and down about 27, but it closed within 11 cents. Do you want to say the word manipulation with me? 1, 2, 3. Manipulation. How do you open and close of a $6,000, a $6,800 equity and within 11 pennies? How do you do that? Where they do that at? I don't even see the line. 68.40 is somewhere in here. It's hiding. Look, let me move this. There it is. See the little orange line right there? It's so small you can't hardly even see it. This little orange line right in here, or orange as they say. You can't even see it. It's right there. It was the opening range. It closed right where it opened. I had right here because that was the opening range. It basically closed right where it opened. Same spot. Same spot. I'm going to close right here. Basically, I'm going to open right here. I'm going to drift around a little bit, and I'm going to come back home. I'm going to come back to the same place I started. You know what? That's what we do. We leave and we come back home. That's the same thing SPX did yesterday. It left and came back home. Back like I left something, right? So that was yesterday. Let's go look at what the price action actually looked like yesterday, even though it, wasn't a lot. This was price action yesterday on SPX. Opening here. Oh, where's my mouse? Here we go. We had a gap down open. It filled the gap in that first, this is a 15-minute chart, filled the gap in that first 15-minute candle, kept on going, up, and up. Slow grind, a lot of wicks to the bottom, let you know we were still trying to climb up. When we got up to the top, though, when it got to the top, it started showing some wicking up here. All of this here gives you an indication that the sellers were stepping in. All that wicking at the top let you know that the sellers, hey, Ward, yeah, you were number 2 this morning. Tanya beat you to it. Little wicking up here around the 12 o'clock window. And after that, it said, yep, I've had a good time up here, but I'm ready to go back home now. And it went right on down for the rest of the day. Went right back to where it started. I started at 68.40. I'm going back to 68.40, and that's what it did. Went right on back to where it started. All right. Yesterday, we traded together. Yesterday was the first day of copy trading. I've talked about copy trading on here for a few weeks. And so if you're hanging out with me, we did copy trading. Copy trading yesterday, 95 people. We were starting with a beta test. So we're actually officially starting on Friday. But we wanted to start with some beta testing to let the systems start to run and see if there's any hiccups and hangups, see if there's any problems, let people start to see what the systems look like and what their accounts look like all before Friday. And we had 95 people to copy trade yesterday, and that is not everybody. Some people's money hadn't settled yet, so their trades didn't go through just yet because their money is still in the process of settling at the broker. But 95 people copied yesterday. 95 people did a copy yesterday. $4,750. 4,000. Let me put me a little thing on here. $4,750 was made yesterday with people who were copy trading. I'll put it in the middle of the screen. $4,750 was made. I made one trade. I made two trades. I made $50, and 95 people made $50, and $4,750 was made yesterday off of my two trades. I'll take it. Right? And that wasn't even all the people. And none of them did a thing. They didn't do a thing. They just sat there and watched their money. Some of them didn't even know they had placed a trade. They didn't know there was anything going on until they went into the Telegram chat group and saw people were starting to talk about it. Some of them didn't even know money was being made. They were like, oh, we're making money? Wait, what's going on? There's some trades going on? They weren't even aware that money was being made. They were like, well, let me go check mine out. They had to go see. I'm putting the link in the chat. So some people said, okay, after their first day and saw what it felt like, what it looked like, they went back to Peakbot and was like, how about you give me some more units, because it's a price for each unit. So as I place a trade, if you have one unit, then your account will place the exact same trade. But if you have 2 units, then your account will place 2 of my same unit. So if you have 3, triple, I mean, y'all are smart people, right? So it'll just double, triple, whatever the number of units that I place one trade, your account will place as many units as you have. So people went back to Peakbot and said, give me more units. I'm gonna need more units, because they felt like $50 was $50. I'm thinking $50 is $50. But some people were like, $50, I could multiply that and do absolutely nothing. How about run me 100, run me 150, run me 2. Okay. I'm placing my trades and everybody else is just copying. And listen, talk about passive profits. There ain't too many situations where you're going to get straight out passive profits. Now, but just to be fair, the other side could be passive losses, because if a day go bad, you can lose too now, because this is stock market. I do have a plan in place to cut off losses, but it can happen. It's the stock market. People take losses. Anybody gonna win every day? Nobody. I hope nobody's expecting to win every day, because that would be unrealistic. Okay, that would be unrealistic. I'm not disillusioned like that, because I've been in the stock market long enough to know that you can lose. Okay. You can lose some again, but I do have a plan to cut off losses as well. But let's go on to continue talking about. If you want to join into copy trading, you can still join in. There's no end date to copy trading, but there's some people who are like, I'm gonna wait till after Christmas, or I'm waiting till the new year and start fresh. Okay, that's all fine and good. But while you waiting, we gonna be running that bag. We're gonna be running that bag. You might have by the time you waiting for Christmas, we making the Christmas money. We making the Christmas money already. You waiting on Christmas. We'll have our Christmas money. We'll have Christmas money, and you'll be waiting on Christmas, spending the money you got. Okay, so the VIX this morning is at 1721. The VIX is at 1721. It's up a little bit today because it's FOMC day. So the VIX is up, the volatility index is up because it's kind of, we're in a high IV environment. Okay, so anticipate that. Yeah, it does take a long time, Tanya. I think Tanya was saying got to be quicker. It take a little bit of time. People were a little like, why is it taking so long for the money to settle? It's just the first time with Tradier, it takes a little while for the money to all settle. They want to make sure that the bank's all there and your money's in place before you start trading and something go wrong. But after you make your first deposit, it's not as slow the next time. Okay, so now we're on Yahoo Finance. There's no guarantee the Fed's cuts will lower the rates that matter. Okay, here's why the bond market and the Fed's rate cutting appear out of alignment. There's an article here. I didn't read it, so if you would like to know more, go ahead and read the article. Okay, U.S. futures dip with Fed rate decision on debt. Wall Street braces for a hawkish cut from the Fed. Oracle is set for earnings reveal as Wall Street looks for AI cracks. Yeah, AI is the thing. All eyes on AI. All eyes on AI. Oh, y'all see what I did there? Y'all see what I did there? I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Right. Great income squeeze begins as Fed spells into easy yields. Alibaba, ByteDance keen to order NVIDIA H200 chips. U.S. holds first Gulf of Mexico oil and gas auction since 2023. Millions of workers to get a raise as new minimum wage laws kick in. That's good news. I like that. GameStop falls after quarterly revenue misses estimates. I do like that minimum wage thing because a lot of people make minimum wage and it's got to be a good living wage, right? Amazon to invest additional $35 billion in India by 2030, taking total planned spending to $75 billion. Good stuff here. SpaceX IPO plan puts $2.9 trillion of listings back on the table. I have some friends who work for SpaceX. That's where I'm from, is that same area in Florida. That's my hometown, as they say. Dow futures is up. S&P futures is kind of flat. It's up 1. NASDAQ futures is down 16. These are all basically flat right now. Stock futures are little changed as investors await the Fed decision. In Europe, kind of a mixed bag here. Delivery hero stock jumps 6% as food delivery giant mole strategy. European shares mixed. Definitely food delivery, anything delivery is a big deal. I know when I lived, well, this is Europe, but when I lived in China, everything could be delivered and it was delivered quick. Right? You order something, if it was in round, you was getting it fast. And if it wasn't right near, it was coming the next day. And delivery, it was a whole thing. Oh my goodness. We would get deliveries. I lived on campus, but there was some apartments that were on our campus. And I lived on campus and we would go up to the gate to get deliveries. You'd have to wade through all the deliveries to find your stuff. Oh my goodness. It was every day. Asia Pacific markets are mixed as investors parse China inflation data, await Fed rate decision. Over in the Asia markets are mostly red. Hang Seng is the only one that's green over in the Asia markets. Crypto, Bitcoin is back above 90,000. It's at 92,000. Ethereum 3331. Solana, Dogecoin, and XRP are all red this morning. Okay. Let's look at our calendar for today, Wednesday. Employment cost index was at 830. Let me refresh this so I can see. It was at 0.8%. They was anticipating 0.9%. 10:30, we got crude oil inventories. This is probably should be an orange folder. 2 o'clock, we've got the FOMC statement and the Fed funds rate, all that. I think people are anticipating a rate cut. Where people probably are waiting for really is not necessarily the rate cut information, but what are they going to say in the press conference? Like, what's the plan forward? Most people kind of have it priced in that we're probably going to get another cut. It's just what happens next, right? People are more concerned about the 2:30 information, a little bit more so. Now, they would shock us all if they said at 2 o'clock, We're pausing. What? You're doing what? You're pausing. Pausing. What? China, well, not really. A little bit, but not really. There was a lot of blacks in China. A lot of blacks from Africa were in China. But I think the biggest issue that you ran into with blacks and Chinese were they weren't necessarily exposed. So anything you're not exposed to, you're going to have some issues with because you just don't know. I think a big piece of it was ignorance. And then as there was more exposure, and they really figured out that people were just people, that no matter what color their skin, we were all just people, then those issues died down. Okay. What day it is? It is hump day. Yes, ma'am. It is hump day. But I think you can find prejudices anywhere. But like, I think you run into, I didn't have any issues, but I also taught math, which that is I'm a teacher and I taught math. Those two things are very highly respected in China. So, and my husband was a teacher as well when we were there, and he taught American English at the university. And that again was highly respected. So he didn't have any issues either. But there were people who had stories. People had stories. I'm not saying that everybody's testimony was the same as ours. But I think a lot of the stories I heard really were based on people just not knowing. It was they came from a place of ignorance, not a place of, I know and I still want to just be dumb. It's what it was. We've not been exposed. China was closed for so long, so they just weren't exposed to outside things. So when people started coming into their country and everything started being exposed to different people and different things, they just were like, it was more like shock and awe. Like, I didn't know anything about that. So they would act a certain way because they were just being exposed to new things. That was by and large the situation. I'm not saying that's everybody everywhere, but by and large, I think that was the underlying issue. Okay, investing.com, 1030, I've said crude oil inventories. Here you got 3 stars. Crude oil inventories, 3 stars here. Over on Forex, it was showing yellow. So it's orange at a minimum. Because that's important, right? And FOMC stuff at 2 o'clock, 2:30 also has 3 stars. All righty, so there's that. There is that. Let's go check out earnings. See what we got for earnings. Today's Wednesday. This morning, Chewy had earnings, and that's probably all. I don't know if anybody was looking for Chewy, but there's the only thing there. Rev Vehicles for Life. Yesterday, we had GameStop in the afternoon, Dave & Buster's. This afternoon, Oracle, Adobe, which Janae said nobody ain't checking for them. Oracle, yes. Adobe, maybe not so much. Skillsoft is also this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, not really. I don't think anything of note. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll have Broadcom and Costco. That will be 2 things tomorrow afternoon. Okay. All righty. Covered all of that. Let's go see what Adam had to say. Speaking of Janae, good morning, girlfriend. Adam Mancini said FOMC is at 2 o'clock. FOMC is at 2, which means the high IV environment will maintain. Premiums are going to be juiced. They're going to be on that juice today. Premiums are going to be juiced today. And they won't draw down. They're not going to draw down. For us sellers, we like to sell high and buy low. We'd like to sell high and then let it draw down. But the premiums are not going to draw down like they normally would on any given day. They're going to hold tight. They're going to hold steady until after that 2 o'clock window. So just be prepared for that. If you're going to get in something as a seller, you need to be prepared to ride it. And just know that after the 2 o'clock, 2:30, that IV crush is probably going to happen. But IV crush is going to happen, and then there's probably going to be a trend, one way or the other. I'm doing this. That don't necessarily mean the trend going to go up, but the price is probably going to trend in one direction or other. It's probably going to be a fake out, because there usually is. There's going to be a huge candle that goes one way or the other. It's going to try to be a fake out. People going to jump in because that's what some people do. And then it's going to bounce, snatch a bunch of people's money, and then go the other way. That's generally what happens. Okay. And then, but one time though, I think it might have been the last time, we were anticipating some move and it was basically like a blip. It's like we got the news, a little bit of whoop whoop, and then nothing, just kind of like, you know, almost like a scooter. It didn't really do anything. It didn't like speed off like a Corvette. It just kind of inched along like a scooter. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today. As we do every day, Wink said, I remember that. That's exactly what happened. It was like we were expecting it to do something, and it was like uneventful. It's like, okay, well, so, but we always anticipate a move, and then we trade what we see. That's what we do. We trade what we see. But you anticipate it going nuts, and you just wait. And if it's nothing, then fine. But you don't want to expect it to be nothing, and you standing in the way, and then the train comes and bowls you over, and you're like, oh, I think I'm dead. That's not what you want to do either. My trade just got ran over. That is not what you're trying to do. Okay? Don't do that. So Adam says FOMC at 2. After hitting 68.61 target yesterday, volatility remains non-existent with SPX going nowhere since the close yesterday. Don't overtrade until FOMC. 68.40 remains a key magnet. Put that on your chart. 68.40 remains a key magnet. Plan today. The bulls must reclaim 68.40 in order to see 68.50, 68.57, and 61. Is that what that says? Oh, 68.57 to 61. There's a dash there. 68.57 to 61. If 68.31 fails, then we dip to 68.18 and 68.08. The difference between ES and SPX is 7 points. For those who are checking Adam's tweets, subtract 7 points from his numbers in order to get SPX numbers, right? XSP range is from 680 to 686 at this point. Just know, after the FOMC comes out, there may be some other movement. So again, you always want to trade what you see. Always want to trade what you see. Always, 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 always. Okay? Okay. So there's that. We still have our option sellers trade list, right? I'm in a few of these. I'm in Google, I'm in Amazon, I'm in Palantir. Those are the three I'm in. What else? And I'm in IWM, which is not on this list. I'm in IWM for the week. Amazon, Google, Palantir, and IWM. Those are the four that I'm in. So, but this is the list for the week. And Wednesday, maybe after the FOMC, may be a good time to look at some things to get into. Okay, might be a good time to check that out. All right, might be a good time to check it out. Check it out. All right. I talked a little bit about copy trading earlier on our call. I told y'all we made $47.50 yesterday. $47.50 yesterday was made with the copy traders. I traded my $50, and 95 people also traded as copiers instantly. They no hands, mom. Everybody hands free made passive profits totaling $47.50. Yes. Woo 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 do. Yes. That's what happened yesterday, and that wasn't even everybody. Some people their accounts weren't ready yet, so they're still waiting. I'm probably not gonna place a trade today. So if you're copy trading, today ain't the day for us to be out there, testing it out. No. FOMC days, as sellers, we watch. Okay, we watch a bit and we wait till later to see if there's an opportunity. And if there is, we take it. But if there's not, we don't. And that's okay, because watching is a strategy. Did y'all know that? Did you know that watching was a strategy? Yeah, it's a strategy. Watch for next time. You know how we know that last time we were waiting and it didn't do nothing? How do we know that? It's because last time we were watching. Yes, we were waiting and watching to see what happened last time. You know how we know that the premiums don't draw down during the day and they don't draw down till after 2 or 2:30? It's because we were watching. That's how we know, because we were watching. right? So watching is a strategy. That way you're gathering data. Your money don't have to be on the line for you to watch it, for you to gather data. You don't have to gain knowledge by being out there with your money. You can gain knowledge by just paying attention. Now, if you just feel itchy fingers, if you feel like I just got to get in here, put it in your sim. Put it in your paper trading account. If you feel like you just got to do something, go into your sim. And maybe you'll go into your sim and it'll work out. You're like, I could have. Yep, you could have made. But you can go into your sim and you lose. You'll be like, ooh, I'm so glad I wasn't trading because I could have lost that money. Options. Okay? But copy trading is still going on and you can still join us if you want to. We're going official. We're already beta testing right now, just making sure everything, all the buttons are ticked, and anybody who's got issues, we're ironing out all those bugs right now, make sure there's no problems. We're doing all the good stuff now, okay? So if you got issues, come on. Copy trading does not replace the membership. The membership does not replace copy trading. Okay, those two things are operating at the same time. We're doing both of them, as they say. We're doing both of them, okay? Membership still running. I'm still teaching and calling alerts over there. And I'm still running copy trading. Now, just know the membership, they get the best of me. They get the best of me. Yeah, they get the best of me. They get more alerts. They get every trade that happens in the membership don't happen in copy trading because I'm not all the trades we take in the membership don't show up in copy trading. Oh no, we're not trading everything because some stuff we do in the membership is a little more risky than what happens in copy trading. Copy trading is where I'm working on consistency. Right, I'm working on being consistent over there. So we're not doing the higher risk, anything that's a lower probability success. That's not happening over there. Oh no, oh no, oh no. The stuff that maybe during the day and I got to see if it's going to require some maneuvering. Yeah, no, that's not happening in Tradier. I'm not doing none of that. The Tradier is where we're doing low impact trades, low impact for me. If I got the stress over it, it's not happening over there. Nope. The low stress trades are happening in Tradier. If I've got to focus and concentrate on it, it's probably going to be in the membership. Because that's where I'm putting my energy. All right. Yeah. That's what I'm just being honest. Because that's where I'm training traders. I'm training traders in the membership. I'm training traders. In copy trading, there are people who are just making money. They're fine with the money. But in the membership, I'm training people who want the knowledge. They're two different things, right? They're two different things. Let's look at what we got going today. SPY, because I got to go. I'm giving a final exam today. I sure hope my college algebra students are ready. We got a final exam today. And I gave one Monday and them students was stressing. I saw them looking at the sky. One boy came to me and said, it was intermediate algebra. He came to me and he said, I need a break. I was like, we've been in here 30 minutes. How you need a break already? Leave your phone in here. Don't try me. I got to go to the bathroom. No, I got your bathroom. Take that watch off and leave your phone here. So anyway, we got a final exam today. So I gotta head on over to school to get a final. I love giving finals. Y'all know why I like giving finals? Because I like to see the people who were blowing me off during the semester coming to class when they felt like it and playing on their phones while they were there and not really attending to when I was teaching them, like giving me half attention, like, oh, I got this. I love to see those people take their final. I love it. I just watch them. I watch them when they get to a question and they start looking in the sky and they start just hoping that the answers will fall out the ceiling. I'm like, I went over all this. And you probably thought you knew it all. That's why you were scrolling your phone while I was going over the questions for the final exam, because you know every doggone thing. Oh yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. Janae, that's the oldest one in the book. And I don't say no, because you're adults. But you're not going to try me. Because we're adults, but I also know y'all will cheat. I told them, please don't make me embarrass you in front of your colleagues. I'm not above it. My children call me passive aggressive. I don't know if it's even passive. I think I might be aggressive. No, I'm not. I'm not either. Really, I'm just talking because I'm not either one. But I will lean in on you. What are you doing? Don't even try me. Okay. So here we go. SPY closed yesterday at 683.04 and it's currently at 682.70. So it's down about 30 cents, 40 cents from yesterday. Oh yeah, they always got to go to the bathroom after they come to class. Like all that time, I had one kid yesterday. We sat outside in the hallway waiting for them to come open the door. He sat there all that time, looking over his stuff or whatever. But we were out there maybe 15 minutes. All the time. As soon as we get into the test good and get started good, now you got to go to the bathroom. Why didn't you go to the bathroom while we were sitting in the hallway? Really? That's tough love. That's true. Because I switch back and forth from mom to teacher, and I kind of hover because I know some of these students, it's their first time being away from their parents, and they need somebody to step in and say, have you taken a shower lately? Because some of them smell like they've not showered since they left home. Like they haven't showered since they left home. Like, when is the last time you bathed? Because you don't smell like you bathed in a while. But so I'm training people and teaching math. It's like a little bit of both. So it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Yeah, it's a fine line. But anyway, that's where SPY is. SPY is down a little bit this morning. Let me stay on track. SPY is down a little bit this morning. Triple Q is probably also down some because they kind of run together. Triple Q closed yesterday at 625.11. It's currently at 624.25. So it's down about 75 cents, almost $1 down from yesterday's close. That's Triple Q. IWM, which I think we have an IWM overnight trade going, don't we, people? I think my folks have an IWM 1DTE going. I think we do. IWM closed yesterday at today is the 10th. Yeah, we do have one. IWM closed yesterday at 251.38 and it is currently at 250.71. 250.71. All right, that's where IWM is right now. It's down a little bit. I think we got to put credit spread going. All right, be sure to put in your close order for that. My Day Littlefield said, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, so that's where we are on those three. Okay, again, y'all know me. Let's trade what we you went a little lower, Melissa. You went a little bit lower. I'm a little bit higher than that. I'm at 248, 247, 247, 248. Yeah, you're a little lower than me, Melissa. Yeah. You probably got, I'm not sure. I think I got in about 3:30-ish. I'm not sure what time I got into my trade. Filter, what's my date? I got in, nope, today is, let's go to the 9th, see what happened there. I think I got in my trade on the, come on, fill in. Yesterday was the 9th, right? 3:35. I entered mine at 3:35. Oh, that Friday trade. Yeah. Now Friday trade, those are the strikes for Friday. That's definitely the strikes for Friday. For today, we've got hey Delisha. For today, we've got 247, 248. All right. Okay. I think I've covered all three of those indices. Make sure, let's see where SPX 500 is before we run off of there. SPX 500 is at 68.37. Adam was saying 68.40 needs to be recovered. The bulls need to recover 68.40 in order to go on up, and we're hovering in that area right now. We're about 25 minutes from the market opening. Okay. Inside of the membership, we are still running our small account challenge. We said so many things are going on at once. Small account challenge is still running inside of the membership. right? We're placing 2 to 3 trades a day, sometimes 1 or 2 trades a day. We're really looking at making sure we place high probability trades, not just a lot of trades, because we can call trades all day, but are they going to all be successful? So we want high probability trades. So the small account growth challenge is still going on. If you want to come in for a free 7-day pass, come in, look around. What they doing in here? You can do that at e2t.trading, right? You can do that, e2t.trading. You can come and check us out if you'd like to do that. All right. You want to see, well, what they learning over there, because again, the membership is where we're learning and earning. We're learning, and I also give alerts in there, but I'm there for guidance, for learning, for conversation, all the extra stuff. But the best of me is happening over in the membership, because I'm doing what thus said the Lord. Early at the beginning of this year, the Lord told me to focus on the membership. Focus on the people who were in the membership, who were paying me on a monthly basis. And that's what I have done. And I believe we've grown individually and collectively. We've grown as a group. We've grown in our knowledge. We've grown in our skill. We've grown in our trading and our technical analysis. We've grown in our charting. We can look, I got people now who can look at these charts and say, this right here is weak. It's getting ready to turn around. We can identify patterns. We can see that this is not going to hold up. This is a reversal. We've got the things they can use their fair value gaps. They can look at their regular gaps. They can look at VWAP and say, this is rejecting. They can, all the things. Okay. All of those things that I'm talking about that you are looking at me going, I don't know what you're talking about. They learning that in the membership. Okay. We're learning that over in the membership. All righty. How do we use the strats? People want to know, what is all these numbers on your chart? That's what those numbers are, is the strat. And we use that every single day. Every single day. All right. Let's go through our declaration. E2T Traders Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses, my accounts growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. I have a trading plan and I use it. Not only do I have one, but I use it. Marcia says, I have grown. Yes, Miss Marcia has grown. Yes, ma'am. So many people have been with me this year and they have grown by leaps and bounds. Miss Marcia is definitely one of them, one among many. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen and amen. All righty. All righty. So we're set to have a good day. Remember, it's FOMC day. This is a day that you're gonna, let's watch. Okay. If you want to play some trades, of course you can. This is your money. Do with it what you will. It's up to you. But I'm saying that let's use wisdom. All right. We don't have to have our live money on the line in order to be learning. Right. If you want to I got to push some buttons, push them in your sim. Push them in your sim. All right. Push them in your sim. You can do that. Take some notes, update your journal, write up your trades, watch the candle movement, see if you can spot the reversal, see how does price act when it gets to VWAP? Do we get an opening range breakout? Are we really just consolidating on FOMC day? There's lots of things that you can look at. What is the volatility doing? Is it hanging out, waiting for 2 o'clock? What happens at 2 o'clock? Does it wait till 2:30? All the things. All right. Update your chart. Start looking at your indicators, watch a video. There's so many different things. Learn if you've got an indicator that you kind of not too sure about, how do we use gamma? Go watch the gamma video. There's all kind of things you can do while you're waiting. If you work a real job, a W-2 job, like many of us do, then do the job today. Do the job today, because yesterday you probably was like me. I wasn't working yesterday, but you probably were watching to make sure that the price didn't break out from our trade yesterday. I did a lot of things, but I kept my chart open to the side. So every so often I was looking back to make sure price wasn't moving too much, because we were beta testing yesterday and I did not want that price to break out and run into our trade. So I kept my eye on it. So it kept a lot of my attention yesterday. All right. Okay, everybody, I got to go from here so I can get moving and get on the road. I got to get on the road so I can get to school. 45-minute commute. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me that the time is limited, Lord Jesus, that I have to commute 45 minutes to get to the university. The faithfulness of God is unmatched. I will say that. He is a faithful God. There's nobody like him. I don't know why people wouldn't serve him, because he's faithful. Anyway, I will not get into preaching because I must go. All righty. Let's do 2 things today. Let's stay green. And let me find my mouse before I do the next thing. Let's stay green. Let's find the mouse. And let's get this money. Goodbye, everybody.